I'm Jess Kropczynski, and I'll be presenting this paper. Today, older adults aged 65 and older are going online and using smartphones. However, most report needing help setting up devices, and a third say that they have little confidence in their ability to use them. Given this, older adults are the targets of cybercrimes. In our prior work, we developed a framework of community oversight as a means to help individuals increase their capacity for making digital privacy and security decisions together by drawing on expertise in their networks. This study builds on the framework by examining and operationalizing capacity for digital privacy and security using Carroll's construct of community collective efficacy, which is an extension of an individual's self-efficacy and refers to the capacity or an ability of a group towards accomplishing a shared goal. This figure shows our proposed framework for building community collective efficacy for privacy and security, and it describes the hypothesized relationships between our key constructs. And those include self-efficacy, or that perceived individual capacity, and we adapt that scale to the domain of privacy and security. Power usage, or one's perceived comfort with and advanced use of technology. Sense of community belonging, and community collective efficacy, or perceived group capacity, which we're also extending to the domain of privacy and security. And using these constructs together with our framework, we pose two research questions. First, what individual, community, and network level factors influence the formation of community collective efficacy? And second, when community collective efficacy is low among members of a community, how might technology expertise be introduced in order to increase collective capacity to co-manage privacy and security? To test our hypotheses, we surveyed 67 older adults and employees that work with these communities across 2 older adult communities. The survey included a network questionnaire, validated survey scales representing each of our 4 constructs, in addition to demographic information. We analyzed our data using descriptive tables and figures, t-test, quadratic assignment procedure correlation, homophily, and key player analysis, but we'll only describe a selection of these in the next couple slides. To address research question 1, the results of the correlation are shown in this table, which illustrates that all of our constructs were significantly and positively associated with one another. That's to say, if an individual's composite score for self-efficacy is low, their community collective efficacy would also likely be low. To answer our second research question regarding technology expertise in communities, we investigated the role of employees that worked with these communities. The 2 communities differed in terms of their access to technology expertise through employees. The upper sociograms, which can be found in our paper, show that all members, including employees of the social community on the right, had low community collective efficacy. The lower sets of sociograms illustrate our finding that volunteers and employees are key players in these networks of older adults, such that when they're removed from the network, as shown at the bottom, fragmentation of the increases dramatically, demonstrating the degree to which these individuals are socially embedded. Our work is the first to propose and utilize a measure of community collective efficacy in the domain of privacy and security. We studied individual level factors and how they can be correlated with community factors and network factors in the formation of community collective efficacy. An implication of our findings is that training for older adults has potential for enhancing capacity for decision-making within communities. According to our findings, a higher sense of community belonging is related to a group's perception of their ability to work together on community oversight. So another intervention approach would be to build stronger and more connected communities. A major finding of this work is that employees that work within older adult communities may be a key to facilitating technological knowledge. We believe that our work could be extended to examine social dynamics of other demographics with different community structures, such as families, coworkers, or friends, to determine which groups could be the best to support each other and what kinds of interventions could improve users' collective abilities. Based on our findings, we believe that our framework for building community collective efficacy may be useful to investigate individual and community-based impacts when implementing interventions. In addition, our social network analysis approach can aid in the examination of the socio-technical environment that may be critical to success in interventions. Before I conclude this presentation, I'd like to thank my co-authors, the National Science Foundation for supporting this work, and the members of the communities that participated in the research.